Well, hello everybody. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Hope everyone is having a good Monday. I apologize in advance if I am a little bit, what's the word? Subdued today. I did not sleep almost at all. So, a little tired. What's happening? Already? Oh gosh. Hi Paleo. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate that. Oh my gosh, 7 months. Wow, thank you, thank you. That really means a lot. And Outernet, I saw that you dropped some bits as well while I was away. Thank you as well. Outernet, we played Dordogne the other Sunday? Saturday? We played it on a day, for sure. Recently. I don't know which one. But it was beautiful, and I'm looking forward to playing more of it. So thank you again for that. Yeah, I'm so sorry. The VOD is up, but we didn't finish it. I played 3 hours, I think, and mostly talked about how pretty it was. I don't even think we got that far. So, we'll be doing it again. I almost thought about pinging you, but I wasn't sure if that would be weird, so I didn't. But it's a very pretty game. Let me scroll up and say hi to everybody. Oh my gosh, sharing. Thank you. Aw, I really appreciate that. How are you doing? Thank you so much for the bits. You blame yourself? Why? Don't blame yourself. Oh, I didn't mean to put you into a guilt spiral. I just felt bad that we hadn't played it and you gifted it to me so long ago. Okay, I totally forgot to open up my mod view, so hold on. I'm clearly not ready to stream today. I am so sorry. But how's everyone doing? I hope everyone has had a good weekend. For those who I saw on Saturday, hello, welcome back. Good to see you again. And yeah, welcome to a new week. Let me scroll up and say hello to folks really quickly, if I can, without crashing my stream. Ah, there it goes, okay. Here we go, we're having a time. We're already having a time. Oh, you know what? For anybody who didn't see this, if you're not in the Discord, I'm trying something different. Because I know there's some people who don't like Discord, which is fine, I get it, but still want to participate. I'm trying to think of like other ways to make it easier for me to show art on stream. So I kind of figured since I'm doing Blue Sky more lately, I would just say, hey, if you want to, you can post your sketch in the replies on Blue Sky, because I also know like sometimes people want to participate but maybe they aren't super proud of the sketch and so they don't necessarily want to make it its own post on their page. Which I also understand. So yeah, you can use the ArtGem hashtag on social medias if you want me to see it, although sometimes that's hard for me to do on stream. But I'm gonna try this time. So here's a link to that. You can also just type Blue Sky if it's the most recent post on my page. But if you want to reply to that post, as long as it's work safe, I'll try to keep an eye on that and Discord, and then that way if people want to participate but they're not on Discord, you can do it that way. Hopefully that makes sense. I'm sorry I'm not super coherent today. Very tired. Hey Neil, how are you? I see a lot of you have some festive green usernames today. Well done, well done. I hope you're doing well. Let me scroll up to the top of chat and just say hi really fast to people. And then we'll get started. I'm gonna be doing like green stuff for the most part. So it could be a green animal, could be, I'm gonna start with clover because I feel like that's a very stereotypically Irish thing, St. Patrick's Day thing, so I'm going to start with that one, but we'll probably spiral away from there. Speaking of spirals, hey Spiral, how are you? It's good to see you. Thanks for dropping in today. Hope you're doing well. And Amaze, first in chat today. Thank you for being here, appreciate ya. And Silvulp, howdy, good to see you as well. Thank you for the lurks. Rico, hey, how's it going, Rico? Good to see you too. Oh my gosh, what are you guys doing? Hold on, I'm at the top of chat. I don't know what's happening. Victorious. Oh, Victorious. Thank you so much for that sub. Thank you guys for this hype train. That was very unexpected this morning. But thank you for 11 months. Oh my gosh. You know what that is, Victorious? That's almost a whole year. It's almost a year. It really is. Thank you. I'm blown away. That is incredibly generous of you. Thank you to anybody who's ever subbed. Honestly, it helps a lot. It pays for my studio, pays for my art subscriptions, pays for a lot of stuff. And enjoy your emotes. Let's see. Okay, hold on. I'm still at the top of chat. Who else is in here? And of course, Oudinet, hello. I hope you had a good weekend. And Pyro, howdy. Thank you for being here as well. I appreciate ya. Oh my gosh, who just pushed the hype train? We kept the hype train going, apparently. Apparently we're now at a level 2, and I don't know what's going on. Hold on. I'm so sleepy, you guys. Who did this? Sharing, thank you. Oh my gosh, Miss Art, you guys, this is too generous. You guys are very kind. I love your little clover emote too. That's very cute. Thank you. I appreciate those bits. Let's see, scrolling. Who did I miss? I feel like I've missed somebody. Been fighting stupid upper back pain. Oh no. Oh, Pyro, I feel you so much on the bad sleep lately. I hope that gets better. I'm so sorry. Yeah, happy St. Patty's Day to anybody who celebrates. I don't really celebrate, but it's a good excuse to draw green stuff, so that's what we'll be doing today. Yes, choo-choo indeed. Okay. Alright, well thank you guys for the choo-choo. I appreciate that. Okay, I'm gonna start with just some quick loose drawings of some clover. I've been thinking a lot about the art gym lately. I know I haven't really made at this point I think I'm just gonna do a text calendar for the rest of the month because I can't find a good calendar that does what I want it to do for some reason, and I'm tired of looking. So yeah, I think oh my goodness, who's doing what? What's going on? Neolf! Thank you for those cute bits. Yes, happy St. Patty's Day! Happy St. Patty's Day, Sloppy. We choose you. Sharing, you are so cute and so sweet. Thank you. Rue, how's it going? Good to see you all. Thanks for being here. I was just kind of pontificating about the art gym. I really want to, I feel like we've done the art gym for a little over a year now, right? Been doing a lot of reference stuff, all that kind of thing. And I want to keep doing observational drawing. I want to do more traditional studies. Once I can get my internet going in my studio again, that's probably what I'm going to transition to for the most part. But I still feel like I'm not, I don't know, I've been thinking a lot about the style study thing that a few of you guys requested, so stay tuned for that, because we're probably going to start incorporating some more master studies. I still feel really weird about doing a study of especially a living artist, like a contemporary. I feel really weird doing that on stream for some reason. Like, that's kind of something I would do in my private time more so, and I need to do it for sure, but I don't really know how to get around the hurdle of me putting that on stream. So I think I might start doing some character studies, like maybe study your fan art of your favorite character or something like that. What do you guys think? Let me know if that sounds too specific. Keep me posted, and I can I don't know, I really want to incorporate that, because I think I feel like sometimes it's easy to still, for me, fall into this habit of copying versus studying. I do find myself still, not that anything is wrong with making something super realistic, but I think it can be a little constraining, and I want to change it up, is what I'm trying to say. Like, I still think it's important to draw what you're actually seeing and not make it up, and I do think there's stages of art development. So when you're first starting out, I would not recommend doing stylized studies, but as you progress and as you reach certain levels, I think it's important to also incorporate more stylized studies and experiment with paint texture and shape and more stylized interpretations of things. I was hanging out on somebody's stream last night, I forget his name, very cool artist. Somebody recommended him in the Discord, so thank you. I think it was Bakaholic, but I don't remember exactly. But yeah, I really liked, I don't know, I just got a lot of inspiration watching that, because he was kind of doing things that I've been trying to figure out how I want to do them. Anyway, I'm just contemplating, so if you guys have ideas, or if you have input on that, let me know, because I think we might start doing that. I might start incorporating some of that personally. And as always, anytime you guys do studies, don't feel like you have to do it the way I do it, or draw what I'm drawing ever. As long as it's drawn from observation and not just totally invented, it still counts as a study. And maybe we should talk some about what a stylized study is versus a less stylized study. Maybe I'll do a session for that and kind of introduce the concept. I don't know. I'm just spitballing here. Sun Charles on his way home. Well, thank you for the lurk. I see that you changed your everyone's so green in chat today. But what I don't want to happen is I guess what my fear is that like a newbie artist or like somebody who's just trying to learn how to draw is gonna come in here and think, oh, this is how you study, and they're gonna start doing more like stylized things. And I don't want to mislead anybody, so I guess that's part of my concern too. Anyway, those are just my thoughts. Let me know what you think. Be so down for that. Yeah, we've had a few, and I need to do more. I need to do more like style studies or like master studies, however you want to do it. So we're probably going to incorporate them some way. I'm just trying to think of how I can do that without feeling weird about it, because for me, being on the stream, like it just feels weird to like take, say, like if I were to take Squirrel's art and put it on here and do a study, that would feel weird to me. Because like we're peers. I don't know. I feel strange about it. So I'm trying to figure out how to do that. Maybe only using like official art from like IPs or something would be a way to go, or like official Disney art or something. That way I don't feel like I'm like, but I don't know if I want to study Disney style or if I want to study like official IP. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm still working through it, but it's just know that that's on the horizon for those who have requested that. I need to get better at character design, and I think one way to do that is to push my shape language more, and we've talked about shape language a few times, and I'm trying to incorporate more of that. We'll probably do some more shape language studies too, like the blobs. I really enjoy the blobs. I think those are really helpful for shape language. So we'll probably start off by doing more like the exercises type thing. But yeah, anyway, that's my rambling thoughts for the morning. That's what I was thinking about at 3 a.m. when I could not sleep. So welcome to my continued train of conscious, I guess. Let's draw now. Let's draw now. I'm gonna erase this because we don't need this. Does Canva? I don't know. I don't use Canva. It might. Pyro says I just use Google Doc and find a free calendar. I have downloaded so many free calendar templates, Pyro. I am so like just the thought of doing more searches, trying to find what I'm looking for, exhausts me. Like, half of the ones I downloaded didn't even have the right days, like they were just messed up. It was like somebody took last year's calendar and just changed it to 2025, but it was like all the days were off. And then a lot of them, like, because I use Excel, I need it to work in Excel so that I can easily like add things. I've never looked in Google Doc. I didn't know, does Google Doc have a calendar template? Maybe I'll look into that. That would be helpful. I don't want to use like Outlook or something that's attached to my phone because I want to be able to make like quick screenshots and have it just be a stream calendar. So maybe I'll look into Google Docs and see what the options are there. But yeah, like all the ones that I did manage to find that were like, they were made for print, so that they were like download to print. So like they didn't have enough lines, like enough rows in the, there was like 1 row or maybe 2 rows, but it just like wasn't enough for me to like put, it would like mess up the formatting if I typed in it. So I got very frustrated and I gave up basically. I wish I could find the template that I used last year and just download that person's new one, but I do not remember where I got it. I deleted all of the info that would have helped me find it, stupidly, so I guess I thought it would be easy because it didn't take this long last year to find a 2025 or 24 calendar, but alas. Okay, let's get started. Oh, and thank you guys for that hype train. It makes a lot of sense. I'm glad something I said made sense out of that. Hey, Dangerous Buttons, how are you? Good to see you. Thanks everybody for hanging out. I really appreciate the company. There's a lot of cool people in chat you should all follow, by the way. I feel like half the people in chat are streamers, so everybody please follow everybody. We got some game streamers, some art streamers, some science streamers. Would be so honored, but you get that. I feel like I can only study. Yeah, so you know what I mean. Like it would just feel weird. It would just be strange. For me anyway, personally. I don't think I could do a study of like, even if it was somebody big who's never gonna see this, like Lowish or something. The closest I ever got to that was we did a tutorial. I did a tutorial on stream from Lowish that I had saved on my computer for like years. And even that felt kind of weird. But I don't know. Anyway. Just my thoughts. Hey Isel, how you doing? It's good to see you. Thanks for popping in. How was your weekend? I'm sorry that I'm slow to shout outs today, guys, but I will try. I always like to try if I can to shout people out who I know. Do art streams especially, or stream in general. But I really want to at least do a little bit of a study first. I'm okay. I'm okay, yeah. I'm sleepy. I'm really sleepy. I did not, I broke my own rule and I ate after 6 p.m. last night. And I have this problem where if I eat right before bed, I struggle to fall asleep. And I ate sugar, more importantly, after 6 p.m., which, I regret everything. But I literally just, like, was wide awake until 3. Finally made it to sleep around 3:30. And then, of course, my brain is dumb and was like, hey, it's 7 a.m., you want to be awake, right? Like, that's the thing you wanted to do, was be awake. I was like, no, I don't, actually. But then I did, so I just kind of laid there till about 8. So I'm okay, I'm just sleepy. Part of it was I think I played too many games yesterday. I had a very tech-heavy day yesterday for my Sunday. A game that I really like on Steam updated something and fixed a bug that kept me from doing something, and was able to do it, and I just did that all day and forgot to take a walk, and before I knew it, it was dark, and I was like, oh shoot. This is why I can't play. This is why I'm afraid of playing games, guys. It's because I do have tendencies to get a little obsessed and a little bit focused. So, anyway, look at all the green people in chat today. Send me yes, please. Send me a dart full of energy, although, I don't know, it might make me fall asleep anyway. I'm so sleepy. So sleepy today. Hey Raven, you got your blue flappy arms? Yeah, do it, Raven. Show off for the ladies. Casey the Gremlin, is that what a gremlin is? Somebody who just stays up too late? It was definitely me yesterday. A bad decision. It was a bad decision. I think part of it was like, I know how much I have to do this week, and I think my brain was trying to distract myself from all the things I need to get done. I gotta do taxes this week, I gotta do some bookkeeping, I gotta do Patreon stuff. My Patreon stuff has been a little delayed. Normally I try to get my art in the mail rewards on Patreon out within the first week or 2 of the month. But between the convention and having to take my car in and not being able to go to the studio and just everything that has happened, it's just been delayed. So I'm getting there. But yeah, I have a lot to get done today. Hopefully I can get the Patreon stuff done and at least start gathering files and like figuring out finding my expenses and stuff from last year. So we'll see. Yeah. Let's see. Feeling a little under the weather? Oh, I'm sorry, Maze. Yeah, same. I hope you start feeling better. Oh, thanks, Cecil. Yeah, I don't know what I'm... This is definitely an abstract study. This is not like a direct copy by any means. I'm just kind of looking at pieces of the image and putting it together. But I thought it would be fun to do clover with the flowers, because you don't often see clover with flowers, at least in like pop media or whatever you call it. I went and downloaded a whole bunch of new brushes for Krita, and I kind of wanted to play with some of those too. I've been really missing some of my brushes in Photoshop. Stuff that just gets the texture I'm looking for and gets the effect I'm looking for. Krita is good, it's just the brushes are different and it's hard to find a parallel. And I need to do this in Clip Studio too. I would use Clip Studio on stream, but I feel like Clip Studio, just because it's a little bit more of a resource hog, you know, than Krita, it tends to slow my computer down a little bit. And I'm always afraid especially with this PC getting older, that it's gonna be too much for it to handle. So I'm trying to go easy on the old guy. Makes you want to go plein air paint, but it's cold. Oh no! Are you getting cold weather today, Isol? Ugh. You guys should go follow Diesel, by the way, if you aren't already. I'm sure most of you are, but if you're not, if you somehow forgot to, go follow Isol. Isol does great work. Oops. Isol would never accidentally delete their whole picture, because Isol works in oil paint and can't do that. Not like I just did. Isol's great. Everybody follow. You've used Creative Belief and tried CSP to keep bringing back to Paint Shop Pro. Yeah, it's, you know, part of it too out in it is just like whatever, I think whatever you're used to is, it's really hard to switch programs. It's almost like switching mediums in a way, because you're comfortable with what you learned in the old program, and so it's hard to find, I don't know, you just can't get, you have to let go. I need to let go, I'm speaking to myself. I need to let go of like trying to get the same effects maybe, but it's hard because I really like what I was able to figure out the way I used to work, and I haven't yet found, I don't know, like comparable ways of creating in this program yet, so I'm sure with time I'll start to appreciate it, or I'll just embrace different textures of brushes, but the brushes in CSP and Krita are different from each other, they're different from Photoshop, and I just feel like it affects, you know, the stuff that you're able to get done. What is happening? Oh my gosh, Pioneer! 7 months. Thank you. You guys, all of these very generous subs today. Thank you, thank you. You got your sub anniversary on your birthday. It's your birthday today? Is today your birthday? Aw, well, happy birthday. Hey Raga, how's it going? Good to see you. I don't know if I said hi earlier. I apologize. Oh, you know what? I think I forgot to do something. I'm a little worried that I messed up my audio for this stream because I had changed it for the Dordogne, the game stream that we did on Saturday, so hold on. Let me check a setting really fast. Hopefully my VOD doesn't get dinged. Oops. What's going on? I think I just heard myself. Audio sounds good. That's good. It's more, oh geez. It's more the VOD that I'm worried about than the stream. Because I want to make sure I have the tracks set up correctly. We'll see. I guess we'll find out after the stream if I did it right or not. Yeah, I can't tell. I also don't think I can fix it live, so... Oh well. Yeah, scrolling a little bit, but I'm trying to make sure that I didn't break my stream. I may have. I may have broken it. We'll find out. We'll find out when Twitch bans me. So... Anyway. Okay. Back to our clover. It is your birthday. Aw, well, I hope you have a great birthday. Do you have any fun plans? Hopefully you have something fun planned for today. You find the newer apps are overly complicated to get the same results. Did you try Krita out of net? Because I feel like Krita is pretty basic. I mean, this is Krita, right? Like, I don't know. I feel like it's pretty standard. And there's not a lot of bells and whistles. It's mostly a drawing program. But, you know, that's how I felt about Photoshop the first time I opened it. That's how I still feel about Clip Studio when it comes to the comic side. I think a lot of that, too, for me anyway, is just like, it's something new that I haven't practiced, and therefore the learning curve is steeper. And just the idea of putting in the work to do that is a little daunting. But that could just be me also. That's definitely how I feel about it. So I'm just gonna do like a few of these like lighter sort of colors and things that I'm seeing, and then I'm going to overlay with some white. So if anybody's like, why are you just scribbling green in the middle of your flowers? Well, I'm trying to copy these little, I don't know what you'd call them actually. Pistons? Pollinators? I'm not sure. The middle part of the flower, the little parts that poke out. Yeah, I'm gonna do those, and then I'll go back on top with some white. You can get free ice cream at 31 flavors. Wait, what? Don't tell me this. Also, I don't have a car, so even if I knew what that was and could get there, I don't have a way to do that. It's very tempting. I do love ice cream. Ugh, ice cream. Such an ice cream problem. If ice cream was a drug, then I would have an addiction. Well, maybe it is a drug. Sugar is kind of a drug. The Fox Confessor. Hey, how's it going? Good to see you. When you're not on stream, do you still pick crit up? Oh, that's a good question. I mostly use Krita for warm-up streams, I'm not gonna lie. I do sometimes open it up for like quick, like if I just want to sketch quickly while I'm watching something. Krita is just such a lightweight program, like it just doesn't take a lot of resources to run compared to Clip Studio, because Clip Studio now you have to like log in, it's like a whole thing. And so I tend to just open this up if I want to quickly sketch. But if I'm doing like long format painting, I still do most of my like painting in Clip Studio when I want to play with technique, just because I have more painterly brushes there that I really enjoy. I think most of the population is addicted to sugar, yeah, for sure. Especially if you live in the US, we have so much sugar in everything. Oh, you get free ice cream on your birthday. I don't know what that is. But what is 31 flavors? Is that a website or is that a store? I don't think they have those in Colorado. At least I've never heard of it. Hey Bots and Magic. Thank you. Happy St. Patty's to you too. I hope you're doing well. Man, you get Bots and Magic is another artist we have here in chat. Man, there's so many artists here. Baskin Robbins. Do we have? I don't even know if we have those in Colorado. I think I've only ever seen Cold Stone. I'm sure there's a Baskin Robbins. I don't think we have Brahms here. I don't know what we have. I don't eat out, you guys. Eating out's expensive, so I don't tend to go out and about. There's definitely Baskin. Well, there you go. That shows you how much I do indie shopping. You're flip-flopping between them, trying to decide which to focus on learning. Yeah, same. Honestly, Fox Confessor, same. I am also having a bit of like commitment ADD, I guess, when it comes to a program to paint in at the moment. I think I want to learn both, but I feel like right now I'm mostly using Krita for like warm-up sketches and stuff, like quick sketches. So just because I like the ink tool in this program so far, that's like the main tool that I use when I'm working in Krita. Oh, gratitude jar. Yeah, we should do that. Thank you, Pioneer. I will go grab that. I'm trying to remember who else. We have so many people in the chat right now. Make sure you guys are following Raycodactylus too. For those of you who are game streamers, or if you're interested in science, Reiko does both, and does them quite well. Reiko's a speedrunner. Very good speedrunner from my understanding anyway, and fun to hang out with and distract and chat with. Also does like behavioral and cognitive sciences discussions live on Twitch, looks at papers, talks about studies. I really like educational streams, or just, yeah, discussion style streams are really fun. So if you are also into that, if you like your podcasts interactive, go hang out with Reiko. I've been describing educational streams on Twitch like interactive podcasts for a while, because that's just how it feels to me. It's like, oh, I can actually interrupt a podcaster and ask a question and get it answered. It's great. And I can still get information from somebody who knows what they're talking about. Yay! Or is at least more schooled on something than I am. Who else do we have? We have quite a few folks in chat. I'm trying to remember who all is here. Sorry that I'm so bad at shouting out lately. My brain is too tired to keep on top of everything. But make sure you follow Squirrel too. Wonderful artist here on Twitch. Speedruns of science, exactly. What more could you ask for? Bots and magic. How are you? Hey Rayor, how are you? I'm doing well. I'm tired. My brain's not totally functioning. I have to go get my gratitude jar, but I also want to finish this. So if I don't get up and get my gratitude jar after I finish this study, somebody please poke me or squirrel me or something. I don't know. Sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. What game were we playing yesterday? So we were playing Dordogne. Dordogne is beautiful, beautiful watercolor style game that I was gifted. Let me see if I can find the picture. Dordogne. You would love it, Isol. Oh my gosh, you should play this game. 100 kajillion%. Actually, if you go to my Blue Sky, I think I posted a screenshot of it. Or like an image from it, but it's gorgeous. Like, here's a screenshot from, we played this part, actually. It's beautiful. The whole thing looks like a watercolor illustration. Alright, well, my computer doesn't want to open that link in new tab, so that's all you get. But like the whole game is like this. Like, this is what it looks like as you play. Beautiful. Very, very much makes me want to play. Play with watercolor, for sure. Yeah, no, it's awesome. I'm looking forward to playing it again. I need to talk to my roommate and see like if there's a Sunday she thinks she may be out, so that I can play it live on stream with you guys again. Thank you, Midi Mew. Finally got an avatar that you recovered for your 3D YouTuber. Nice! That's awesome, Rayor. Awesome. Yeah, I don't know as much about the non-art side of streaming, and like how to make it all work and like find your folks. Oh, you followed me on Blue Sky. Thank you. I appreciate that. I was trying to get to my Dordogne thing. I just noticed. Also, we're trying a new thing. If anybody's on Blue Sky and you're not in Discord, or if Discord's a hassle, or if you want to participate in the art gym but you don't necessarily want to make like a separate social media post to participate, if you want to, you can comment. You can drop your sketch, your study in the comment section of my Blue Sky post, and that's where I can like go there to look too. I don't know if that makes any sense. This made a lot of sense this morning when I was thinking about it, but sad you missed me playing it. Yeah, we're probably gonna do it at round 2 because I really want to finish it. I think it's a relatively short game, and we played like 3 hours of it, but I spent a lot of that time like taking pictures and collecting stickers and like looking at stuff and taking screenshots, so I don't think I actually progressed the story all that much, but it's really sweet. I really enjoy it, so we'll probably find another day, and I'll try to be better about like setting us. I want to find like an actual day to schedule with my roommate so that I can like tell people about it, make like an event or something in Discord so people can have a chance to keep an eye on it. There's my Discord if anybody isn't in there and wants to be. But yeah, I only streamed on Saturday because I found out kind of last minute that my roommate wasn't going to be here, and I was like, oh perfect, I can like, cause my goal is to do like a game stream once a month, because I have some games people have gifted that I'd like to play, and just some really pretty art games that I'd like to show you all, so I didn't know if I was going to have another chance this month, so I took advantage of it. I kind of wish I didn't. My roommate ended up being gone most of yesterday too, so I probably could have streamed it yesterday, but I just didn't know. So I need to like actually find a time to schedule with her to make sure that I'm not in the way. But yeah, we'll play it again for sure. It was really pretty. And I think it'll be short enough that it won't be like a really long commitment to finish it on stream. Like, we're still trying to finish Okami. I don't know if it's gonna be a very long, drawn out one. Try not to laugh challenges would be fun, for sure. Maze, are you thinking about doing a VTuber as well? Like a moving avatar? That'd be fun. I feel like you've got all the skills for it. Okay, let's add some details, crisp up these edges on these leaves, and move on to the next one, shall we? Oh, and I have to go get my gratitude jar. I'm not gonna forget. I'm gonna be a good, responsible streamer who totally remembers stuff. That's gonna be me today. Remembers stuff Snow. That's what they're gonna call me. You're gonna make a 3D model? Oh cool, I didn't know that. I think you'd be great at it. I know, I bet Styx could give you some tips on programs to use or ways to make that easier too. I know Sticklords does that as well. I think he uses Character Animator, but there's probably other ones. That's true, if you don't have to worry about mouth moving. Maybe you could have like it light up or something when you're talking if you really wanted to. Glasgow. Sorry, I really like this song. It just got to the part I really like. Oh yeah, for sure, Raywar. I mean, if you want, feel free to drop your stream link in the Discord. We have a stream share section. Anybody can use it. And you can also share, like, if anyone finds other streams that they think are really cool, feel free to drop them in there too. But yeah, let us know when you're live, or if you ever decide to go live. We have a lot of folks in my Discord who are just getting into streaming. We actually have a stream tips section if anyone's looking to get started. Or just curious, you can go there. There's like a pinned tab. There's like a pinned thing that can like quickly take you to some guides. Excuse me, I have some like audio guides for like how I set up my audio to not have my music record on the VOD and all that kind of stuff. Okay, I think I'm done with this one. Let's move on. Let me go get my gratitude jar. We'll do the draw me an animal. And then I'll do the next one. Hold on one sec. Gratitude jar. So for now, oh, it's green too. Look at that. So thematic for today. Oh, we have to look at my little duck. Hold on. Look at the duck. Look at it. Behold the duck. It's so cute. Look at my duck. Okay, that's all. I just wanted you guys to see that. So, my gratitude jar. Here is the here's the way it works. So for those who haven't been here for this redeem, when I'm here at my apartment, I can just grab it and do it actually in the jar. But basically this is like my tradition that I've had for a few years of writing down something that makes me grateful on a slip of paper. And then when I'm done, putting it in the jar. And then on New Year's Eve, I open the jar and I look through it and I remember all the positive things that happened. It's just I don't know, it's been a really helpful practice for me to like be actively looking for things to be grateful to or about. And then like a good way to reflect on the year, because sometimes I feel like it's really easy to get to the end of a year and feel really disappointed in yourself or like focus on the negative, because you know, we are just wired to do that. We're wired to pay more attention to the negative things that happen to us rather than the positive things. So I feel like you have to make a concerted effort to focus on the positive, to remind yourself that life is good and beautiful and there's good things in it. So what am I grateful for? It is 3/17/25. I always date it so that I can kind of reflect back. Let's see. I am grateful. I'm so tired right now. It's hard to think of what's happened lately. Yeah, grateful I got to check out the cool library the other day. Aw, thank you, Matt Trost. I appreciate that follow. Got to visit Arthur Lake's library. And got inspired. Yeah, so I went on a long walk the other day around a nearby-ish college campus and got to visit a cool university library. I haven't been in a university library since college. I always remembered that they were open to the public, and I've always meant to check this library out because it's kind of unique. It's at a geology school where there's lots of like cool paleontology books and like natural history stuff and, you know, geology things, obviously, and I really like all that stuff. And so it had been on my list to go visit for a while, and I finally did. And also the walk, it was a beautiful day, and that happened not too long ago. It was like a week ago maybe. So that's what's going in my gratitude jar. So again, I will just put it in here and I close it up, and I won't look at anything in here until the end of the year. So there it is. That's my gratitude jar. Thank you for helping me stay grateful, Pioneer. I appreciate that. Let's see. Something I need to... wait, hold on. Did I miss a question? Can you include your Discord link? I mean, if somebody asks you for it, that's fine. In the past, I have discouraged people from linking to Discord in my Discord just because it tends to... It has been an issue in the past, and so I just kind of say, like, I'd prefer if you didn't do that in the Discord, but if somebody asks you for the link, that's totally fine. But if you want to link to like your stream or something, absolutely, or your socials, there's room for all that stuff. I just in the past it kind of turned into somebody just constantly advertising, and to be fair to everybody, I say maybe don't. Let's just not make that a habit. Let's see. Hey Biscuit, how's it going? I think I missed something. Oh, that's right, we're doing a Draw Me an Animal redeem. Okay. Yeah, no, I appreciate you asking first, for sure. Yeah, thank you. I haven't made it like a hard... I probably should update the rules maybe and just like say that in there. There's so many things I should do. Okay. Let's see, we have a Draw Me an Animal. Okay, did the gratitude jar. Did I hydrate? I think I did, but I'm drinking I have a little smoothie here for breakfast. That counts as hydration, right? I'll drink some water too. I need to be drinking more water, so thank you for the hydrate. Alright, Draw Me an Animal. So, for anybody, oops, I hit the wrong thing. I almost reported my own reward redemption somehow. Okay, so for anyone who hasn't been here for a Draw Me an Animal, here's how it works, basically. I have 5 minutes to draw whatever I think this animal is, and then at the end of the 5 minutes, we will look it up together. So feel free to look it up on your own if you'd like to. Here's the ones we've done in the past. Let's do this one over here. So this one is an Indian purple frog. Well, I'm gonna guess it's a purple frog, but I actually don't know this one. So we'll just find out together what this is, I suppose. Indian purple frog. Yeah, so, you know, try to refrain from like hints in the chat. But like I said, if you want to look it up yourself, or if you'd like to try and draw it yourself and see how close you get, that's totally fine too. Let's see, it is 10:55, perfect, so I have 5 minutes. I forget how to draw frogs. Maybe I'll draw a frog today. Frogs can be green. I'll draw a tree frog to remind myself, because I do not remember how to draw frogs necessarily. I feel like there's something like this, maybe? I always talk about this, but I always remember they have this like really weird hip anatomy where it's like a long triangle. This is why it's always helpful to study skeletons so that you can think about stuff like that. But for anyone who's like, how are you drawing this from memory? Well, I'm more thinking about what a frog looks like. We've done frog studies in the past, and I remember they have these like crazy hip bones that are super long. They're like this shaped. And they make their back have this like, I don't know, I just remember that. So that's I'm really just kind of thinking back to the studies I've done in the past and things I've noticed about these animals when I look at pictures of them. That's something you can do to also work on your art skills, believe it or not. It's just simply observing things. Paying attention to detail is an underrated art skill that you don't hear get talked about enough, but it really does. I forget how frog eyes are. Are they like this? I can't remember. I think they're like that. Ugh, my OBS is crashing slightly. It keeps blacking out the screen. But yeah, even if you're not actively drawing, just like going on a walk and paying close attention to stuff you see is a good way to practice and to like think about how you could draw that, or how you could incorporate the texture on that tree, or the light on that leaf, or whatever it is that you're seeing around you. This is why I think developing a skill of drawing is really helpful for everybody, because it's going to make you a more observant person, and I don't think we could I don't think the world will ever suffer from more observant people. I'll just put it that way. Okay, purple frog, huh? Purple frog. I bet it's like a muted purple. It's probably not like a bright purple. So I'm gonna go with like a grayed out muted purple. Frog skeleton in your local Natural History Museum is one of the most memorable ones. They're interesting looking. I mean, you know, it's funny, like dinosaurs and prehistoric animals get a lot of attention because obviously the imagination can run wild, right? It's like we don't really know what this animal looks like. I mean, we kind of have good guesses, but you can kind of just imagine being around this animal you've never seen in person before, but we forget how cool just like animals in general are. Like I always talk about manatee skeletons, but if you had never seen a manatee before and you saw a manatee skeleton, you would be enthralled. Or a hippo skeleton, or like, there's just really cool animals. Like a frog skeleton would be so alien looking if you'd never seen a frog before. Like if frogs went extinct and we didn't have them, it would be something that would be fascinating to you. So yeah, I don't blame you. I think frogs also have an anatomy that sticks out to me too. Alright. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna give him some little spots or something, I don't know. I feel like frogs often have like spots. Little dark feet. And I don't know if they are in lily pads or not. I feel like that might be a trope. I'll just put them on the ground. I'll say it's a ground dwelling frog. There's some water nearby, obviously. Boink, 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 boink. I don't know how big you are. Okay, there's my frog. I have a few seconds left, but it's fun to imagine, for example, 5-kilogram frog-shaped mammal. Yeah, for sure. Okay, let's look this up. Indian purple frog. Oh my gosh. Alright, that does not have a face that I could have anticipated. I think I've seen these before, but I completely forgot. Alright, well, if I wanted to learn how frogs typically look, this would not be the animal to look at. I got the color right, but that's about it. And even the color, I think I went a little too saturated. I think you'd ask me if that's true. That's true. What was I thinking? What was I thinking? So let's learn about this one together. Here's the Indian purple frog, everybody. Holy cow, this looks more like a toad than a frog. But its face, it's got that terrapin. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Like a terrapin face. Terrapin's like a type of turtle. It's got that like pointy little nose. Actually, these don't even have. There we go. This is what I'm thinking of. No? There's one that has like a long, pointy nose. I thought it was a terrapin, maybe not. None of these look like what I'm thinking of. Maybe like a river turtle, then. I wonder if it lives in rivers. This seems, yeah, here we go. This is what I'm thinking of, yeah. Look at this. It's got that kind of face. That's what it reminds me of, the terrapin. Okay, let's look at the purple frog. Soft shell, yeah, yeah. Similar to a blobfish and rain frog. Yeah. It's just, look at, okay, can we just appreciate that face for like 10 seconds? I just want you guys to gaze longingly into the very tiny beady eyes of this bizarre creature. It's like how elephant skulls totally explain how great, yeah, for sure. I went to manatee spotting in Cuba. That's awesome. Oh my gosh, I'm jealous, Squirrel. That's awesome. Oh, that is super cool out of that. Sorry, I'm catching up on chat. I missed things while I was drawing. I'm still mad about the mountain chicken. I swear this better be a frog. I know, right? It can be misleading. It can be misleading. It does look like nature is so beautiful. Yeah, this is a meme for sure. This is a meme. It's not real. Oh no, it's real. It's a real animal. Do you guys want to hear what it sounds like? Hold on. Let me pause my music here. Let's listen to it. Sound it makes right there. Oh, here's a video recording of a vocalizing one. Definitely real out in that. Well, see, he's got to be pudgy to push all the air out, you know? Oh, look at him go! Look at him go! Wow. Wow. Fascinating. Here's where they live. Just this little... Oh, I bet they're endangered. Just this little tiny southern tip of India right here. Oh, they're not endangered. That's honestly shocking for how small their range is. I'm very glad to hear they're not endangered. I was expecting it to be like, nope, these things are almost gone. Here's some little babies, some little teenagers, looking kind of creepy and cool, a little edgy. Oh, avert your eyes, chat. Here's a little baby as a result of the previous image. It kind of looks like a it almost looks, what are those called? Oh, a wobbegong. It almost looks like an untasseled wobbegong. Look at that tadpole. It's got like a vacuum face. A leech. Yeah, it does kind of look like a leech. Oh, are we in ads? Oh shoot, we're in ads. Sorry guys. So we're gonna take a stretch break, and I'm gonna read as we stretch about this little guy. But if anybody is in ads and wants to follow along, here's what we're looking at right here. So you can always read it yourself while you're in the ads if you'd like. Looks like a bag of frog, yeah. Yep, exactly. Yeah, there must be so many of them, I know, right? Let's turn the music back on. Okay, we're gonna stretch. So for anybody who can hear the sound of my voice, this is your friendly reminder once an hour to unshrimp your back, to stretch, push your shoulder blades together and hold. Do whatever you need to do to kind of fix your posture. This can help prevent back issues as you get older. What I like to do is I say this a lot for anyone who's been here before, but if this is your first time stretching with me, just kind of take your back and over stretch it to make like a C shape, like a backward C shape, right? Or I guess not backwards, depends on which way you're looking. But yeah, go ahead and just like arch your back and kind of hold as you push, and this is gonna help. You're basically overcorrecting your hunch, essentially, or your shrimp. And then you can also push your neck back, which I need to do. I spent a lot of time looking down yesterday, and I'm like, I could like feel it by the end of the day that I had tech neck syndrome pretty bad. So push your chin towards your spine, basically, to kind of push your neck back as you do this, and hold for about 20 seconds. Oh, that feels really good. Yeah, I definitely over-shrugged yesterday. I can feel it. And then relax. So as you drop your shoulders and kind of relax, it's gonna naturally put you. So you might start out like this, you make that C shape, and then you relax, and maybe you're not like this instead of like this, right? So like over time, if you do that every time you notice that you're hunching, whether you're sitting or walking or driving or whatever you're doing, over time it kind of cinches your shoulders back into place and makes this feel comfortable. So that's the idea. Anyway, it's definitely worked for me. So you have a sore spot there? Yeah. Stretch helped your back pain? Oh, good, Pyro. Yeah, maybe do that like every 30 minutes or something. I know, especially if you're having back pain, like if it's a nerve issue, you want to be really careful with stretching. Sometimes I've stretched and made it worse when I've had like a pinched nerve or something, or like a crick in my neck. But yeah, if it helped, absolutely. Heck yeah, love to hear that. Over time, you'll become an anti-shrimp C-shape. Exactly. Well, maybe not. You don't want to be walking around like this. But you could it just makes you have your shoulders back more naturally. Like, I know when I first started doing that stretch, putting my shoulders back like this felt really awkward. It feels totally fine now. It's just a matter of training my body to stay in this position at this point. But this no longer feels like I don't feel a stretch here. I don't feel any weird oh, I'm really holding everything there. The muscles are strong. It's just a matter of getting my body used to being upright. And I'm trying to fix the way I look at technology. I really want to raise up my Huion to be eye level. I just want to bring everything up so that I can just sit like this and do stuff. But I don't know how to do that. I need to get a stand or something. Hey Cookie, how's it going? It's so good to see you. We're learning about the purple frog today. So we did a drawing animal. For anyone who missed it, here is the animal I drew. It's a purple frog. I'm gonna save this. I definitely did not draw it as wild as the actual animal. But let's read about it real fast, and then we'll get back to doing St. Patrick's Day studies. Commonly known as the Indian purple frog, the Mahabali frog. See, if you had said that, I would have had no idea. It wouldn't have even been purple. Oh, it's also called the pig-nosed frog. That's funny. It's a frog species endemic to Western Ghats in India, although the adult frog was formally described in October of 2003. Wow, wait, this is a relatively recently discovered frog then. The juvenile form of the species had been described earlier in 1917. That's cool. So the juvenile was found and described. Maybe they didn't realize it was a juvenile. I bet. Wow, what an ontogeny, to use a catchphrase. Wow, that is some wild morphing right there. Okay. Scientific name is a Latinized portmanteau of the Sanskrit for nose and for frog. Okay, cool. Common names: the purple pig-nosed frog makes reference to the elongated morphology of its snout. What's some interesting stuff we can read? Although it's thought to be restricted to the south of the Palgat Gap in Western Ghats, additional records have extended the range farther north of the gap. Nice. Species now known to be quite widely distributed in the Western Ghats, ranging from this place to that place that I'm not familiar with, but that's great. That's great. I'm just glad they're not endangered. Why is its face like that? That's what I want to know. Why is your face like this? Why are you like this, frog? It appears robust and bloated, relatively rounded compared to other flattened frogs. Its flattened body assists it to cling to submerged rocks and boulders, which essentially helps it to fight strong currents. Okay, so that's why it's shaped kind of funny. Allowing it to remain near stream banks. Its arms and legs splayed out. Small head and unusual pointed snout. It doesn't say why it hasn't put it. I imagine because if it's in rivers. This seems to be a common snout with river animals. You see these snake-necked turtles, I think, have this too, but a lot of river turtles have this same sort of longish pointed nose. So I wonder if it has to do with snorkeling behavior, maybe. Oh, the tadpoles have little suckers that allow them to attach to things. So it sounds like they live in strong river currents. Rivers of strong currents. That's cool. Well, there we go. Oh, maybe it's because of it's a burrowing frog? I don't know. Interesting. Well, there we are. We learned about the Indian purple frog today. Thank you, Santroa, for that fascinating deep dive into a strange animal. Also, how you doing, Bach? It's good to see you, by the way. An everyday shrimper? Yeah, it's easy to do. It's easy to do, especially if you have a job where you're on technology a lot, or if you just happen to be on your phone or games or whatever, your computer a lot. It happens to a lot of us. Yeah, Biscuit kind of looks like a mole. It was saying it's a burrowing animal too, so that could be part of it. Yeah, I don't know. Alright, I'm gonna do a quick study of this clover. I don't want to actually spend too much more time doing clover today. So I'm gonna find another green, maybe like a green animal next. But let's do a quick clover sketch. I like how clover leaves are heart-shaped. Does anyone else like that? I find it extremely charming. I'm trying to pay attention to the specific heart shape of these guys. Have you guys ever found a 4-leaf clover? I'm sure most of you know, but for those who might not, it's considered lucky. Because it is rare. It's actually a genetic mutant. You got 0 luck from it. You have once. I think I found one once too when I was a kid. I don't remember it giving me any particular luck, but I'm also not very superstitious, so didn't really expect it to either. Your friend can find them 100% of the time in every patch. Yeah, I think it's like a relatively common genetic abnormality. At least insofar as, like, yeah, you being able to find one within a small square footage of clover. But I don't know if I've not found them like every time. But that's really cool. That's a very specific ability your friend has. Why isn't this working? What's happening right now? You have a couple of times, probably since some hours, yeah. I like 3 leaves better than 4. Oh, well, there you go. I think I like the novelty of the 4th leaf. I'm not opposed to novelty. Why is this one so much brighter than the others? But I think they are cute little plants, either way. Whether 3 leaves or 4. They are adorable. A 6-leaf one? Oh wow, that's an extra mutant. Had a friend in school who made her mission to find them every lunch break. She had a whole book of pressed 4-leaf clovers. Aw, that's cute though. I like that. I wonder if I ever pressed one. Pressing them is a good idea. You're still looking at purple frog photos. That's fair. That's fair. There's a lot to take in there, so I don't blame you. Just a quick little study of this clover, and then we're gonna draw something else. I'm feeling a little bit cabin fevery. I had to turn my car in on Tuesday. It's been almost a week without a car. And boy, you don't realize how dependent you are on the ability to leave your home until you actually physically can't anymore. Because like even during COVID I could go, I mean I can walk outside, but like I could drive somewhere if I needed to get something. It's like I feel like I'm grounded. I'm on house arrest or something. I may have to go for a walk after stream just to like, I don't know, not be here. No, I think I mentioned this last time, Amaze. I have a bicycle. The problem is I don't have a way to, there's not like easy road access to my studio. The main place I drive is my studio. I mostly walk everywhere anyway, but my studio is literally over a mountain from me. So I'd have to do like an 1.5 to 2 hour hike to get there. And just for the time it would take me to walk there, it doesn't seem super worth it to spend 4 hours out of my day going, like traveling to and from my studio. So it's definitely a more convenient thing to have a car in my particular circumstance. There's not a road that I could bike to very easily. I'd have to basically, at some point I'd have to cross a highway, and you aren't allowed to have bikes on the highway. The joys of an unincorporated area. Not a lot of sidewalks. If I lived in like the suburbs, it'd be probably a lot easier, but I do not. Your city has been removing sidewalks. Why? Are they gonna replace them? Sidewalks are amazing. Yeah, that is strange. I feel like if anything, we need more sidewalks. I do kind of, the place that I grew up, I just took it for granted that like everywhere had really nice big sidewalks to get everywhere. Which is funny because nobody walks. Very few people walk in Texas because it's so stinking hot most of the year. You'd get like heat stroke trying to do all your errands and stuff, and everything is so spread out. But I actually did live really like in an area that had really easy access with sidewalks to like get to places and get to trails and get, like technically I could bike pretty easily. I used to bike actually to the library and to various places when I was living in Texas, but no longer is that an option. There's an extremely accurate STL model. I don't know what an STL model is, but I'm glad you found one. But in Toronto, new city officials are trying to remove the bike lanes. Why? Oh my gosh, if anything, we need more bike lanes in North America. I feel like the US is especially bad about having bike lanes. After I went to Europe and was like very spoiled in, where were we? I think it was the Netherlands. We biked around, oh my gosh, like beautifully wide bike lanes that were like, had a median between them and the road, and like there was some, I mean, again, like Europe is so compact and bikeable. The whole thing is like a city, basically. And so like cities, you tend to see bike lanes, but here in the US, like between cities and like actually getting transit, like public transit's just like a problem here in the US for how many people we have. I'm gonna find a green animal. Because I feel like if I had an easy way to bike to the studio, I would. But I don't. Yeah, I think that's pretty common in the US, Amaze, is like the closer you get to a downtown city area, the more bike lanes you're gonna see. So like cities are trying, but it's just like our infrastructure was not built for, it was like built around cars. So like it makes it really hard to add trains or bike lanes or anything that makes it more travelable. Why go to the studio instead of staying home? So I really need to do some troubleshooting at my studio. My internet's messed up. My PC is crashing a lot. I need to do a bunch of research and test a bunch of things. In order to fix some of that, I might have to go buy some parts and do some shopping, and it'd be easier to like go to the computer store and talk to people. So like, there's reasons it would be nice to have a car right now. I need to set up my printer. All that stuff is still there. All of my like physical art supplies are there. My convention inventory is mostly there, although I did bring the prints back with me to do inventory the other day. But like it's just easier for me to do all my work at the studio, because like after the stream today I'm gonna try and stay focused, but it's a lot harder for me to focus on work in the living room, which is where I'm at right now, than it is to like be able to go to a separate space and like focus. And like I have pretty strict rules about what I do there. Like I don't play games on that PC. There's nothing entertaining there. The most entertaining thing I do there is like listen to Twitch streams while I work. But yeah, it's like that's my work area, and this is like my relax, turn my brain off and not work place. And so I actually I actually think it's part of why I'm having trouble sleeping lately, is because this is part of why I have to keep them so separate. Is once I start working from home or working in my relaxing areas, it makes it hard for my brain to turn off and to get out of work mode. So like if I had room to have like an office space here at my apartment, that would be ideal, but I can't afford an apartment by myself, basically. They're very expensive here in Colorado, especially where I live. And so I have an off-site, like, cheap studio space that I was able to find. So that's why I go to the studio. Hopefully that answers that question. Okay, let's pick a green animal. Maybe I'll do a frog. I haven't practiced frogs enough. Whoops. That wasn't what I was trying to click. Let me go to my Pinterest to find a green critter. Your city is ripping up roads in favor of bike lanes, which no one uses. They're just making it difficult to own a car. Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm not saying we should get rid of roads, but I think there's room for both. Like, the Netherlands, at least the part of the Netherlands I was in, did a great job. Like, easy access for roads and bikes. Like, you don't, it's not like an either or thing. I think it'd be good to have just, like, both. But yeah, I don't think that's any better. Like, forcing people to use bikes isn't any better than forcing people to use cars. Right, Adnet? I wish it could be both. We're bad about anything that isn't a car. Yeah. Trains are so convenient if you're traveling in, like, a city, like a close area. They're very slow if you're trying to get between cities, is the problem, at least in the States. I one time, just out of curiosity, looked up how long it would take to get from here to Texas by train, like, in case I wanted to do a train. First of all, it's 800 miles away, so it's like, it'd be like traveling the distance like across Europe. But like, it was days. It was days. Yeah. It's true. They aren't the bullet trains, that's true. And because not a lot of people take trains for public transit, they did a lot of stops, and so that's part of why it took so long, but it's just not something that we commonly do here. Like, I think a train would be really good if we could get a better infrastructure to like make it more reasonable to travel that way. Trains are awesome. Yeah, trains are great. And it'd be nice too, like for me, like if say I was gonna do a convention in a different city, to be able to just like drive my car somewhere, park it, you know, at the lot, and then load up on the train and just travel with the stuff that I was gonna travel with. Rather than like having to do all that on a flight. I feel like flights, so much stuff gets damaged and it's so expensive to ship things on a plane. I think it feels like it should be cheaper on a train if I was able to figure that out, you know. But anyway, tracks in the US also prioritize cargo trains over. Yes, they do. Yeah. So it's mostly, well, I think it's just like not enough people are traveling interstates, like between states, on passenger rail. Most trains that I know of that are high use are like city trains. I know very few people who like use Amtrak. I think Amtrak's one of the biggest ones that does passenger trains, and they're just like, they're so expensive because nobody actually takes them. But in Europe it was really cheap and like really fast to get from place to place. I mean, countries in Europe are sometimes like the size of large cities here in the US, and so it makes sense that train travel is easier in Europe. I just wish we had something more like that here, but I also understand it would be very, very expensive. I don't know. It's a complex thing. I don't think it's like a have a 5-minute conversation and solve this problem type thing. It's just something that I wish we had. But yes, the one time I took an overnight train in Europe, it was great. Praga. In your province, we used to have trains, but the people that made the track made it different from all the other provinces, so it flopped because train cars weren't multi-province compatible. Oh, weird. Wait, you don't have universal train tracks? Gonamu? Interesting. I love trains, though they are becoming extortionate here in the Oh, are they? See, the one overnight train I ever took, Spiral, was from London to Paris, I think, or it was from England to France. It was whatever the one that goes under the channel is. That's the overnight. I'm pretty sure that was the overnight train that I took. It was great. Which, what a feat of engineering, also. So wild. Alright, I'm trying to find a frog to draw. Let me go back to my amphibians. Here we are. gonna find a green frog to draw. Eurotunnel, is that what it's called? Yeah, I took it back in like 2013. This was a very long time ago. Let's draw this guy. Is such a thing even possible to find? I know, right? Well, I had to find, I didn't have any pictures saved already. Green tree frog. And this picture looks kind of AI, so I'm gonna try and find a better one. Oh, I like this one. This is a good one. I like this photo. Okay. I'm just drawing green things today. Green stuff. Green stuff. In fact, I'm gonna slide that over because I didn't really... Oh, I guess it's too late now. Save, because I don't think I had saved yet. Why so green? Because it's St. Patrick's Day, Observer. It is a flog. Indeed, a flog. Let's use one of my new brushes, actually. I've got these nice, like, sketch brushes that I want to play with. See if I like any of them. So far, they all feel very similar to one another. This one feels good. Let's do this one. That is a cute frog emote. Oh my gosh, Reiko. Yeah, if anyone has a cool frog emote, feel free to drop it in the chat. Leprechaun rave party, heck yeah. Your sub is green cheese. Aw, Bach, you're so in the spirit of the holiday. Does anybody celebrate St. Patrick's Day at all? I don't really know how you celebrate, to be honest. I know some people who are gonna make like Irish food today. Somebody was telling me about this Irish dish that I'd never heard of. It was called like colcannon. Have you guys ever heard of colcannon? I didn't know what it was. I looked it up. It's basically mashed potatoes with cabbage in it. And I was like, so is this just like an Irish mom tried to sneak green vegetables in to their kids' meal? You're a non-drinker, so you don't do St. Pat's Day. Yeah, I won't be celebrating in that way either. I'm not really much of a drinker myself. Sounds so Irish, yeah. I know. I'd never heard of colcannon before. Oh, look at all these cute frog emotes you guys have. Oh my gosh, do I have frog emotes? I wonder if I have a frog. I do! I have that frog. I have this frog. Oh, wait, these all might be like default emotes. These are all my frogs. There might be others, and I just don't realize. Boink. One hand waving free. I think I had some frog emotes, but I think they're gone now. Oh my gosh, those are so cute, Reiko. I love seeing everybody's emotes. Of course, Pyro, you've got the Ios emotes. Ios has like all frogs. Yeah. Sort of missed the point of a country's patron saint. I mean, that is kind of my understanding, is it's mostly an excuse to drink, but I think it's something about technically, historically, like driving the snakes out of Ireland, which I'm pretty sure is a metaphor, because I don't think snakes have ever actually been in Ireland. But either way, I know all the Irish people I know are just like, yeah, it's just an excuse to drink. It's not really like a... I don't know, when you're a kid, you like wear green or you get pinched or whatever. Did anyone else do that? Or is that just the US way of celebrating it as kids? All Snakes Day. Yeah. That's funny. I'm not Catholic, so I don't know all the history there, but I know it's like a Catholic saint or whatever. A pinch for a punch. Ooh. Yeah. Hey, Foxy, how's it going? Good to see you. They may have adders there. That's the only snake I'm aware of in the UK. Maybe. I don't know. I thought there weren't any snakes, but maybe I could be wrong. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Reiko. It's like saying you only went to the wedding for the cake. Is it out of net like that? I don't know. To be fair, the only Irish people I know are all Irish Americans, so maybe it's a bigger deal in Ireland, but here in the US, all the Irish people I know are like, oh yeah, no, it's just an excuse to drink. It's a reason to have a celebration, you know? Like many human festivals, it's just a reason to celebrate. Something to look forward to keep the days from blending together. I don't know if anybody else remembers this, but that was like the thing I think I ended up missing the most in COVID was like every day in 2020 just felt exactly the same. Like there were no parties, no celebrations, no, like nothing to differentiate the days. It was like the longest year of my life, and I think because it was like nothing changed. So, you know, I'm all for. If people want to have just a celebration for no reason, you know what? Go for it. Humans, we need this. We need this, it turns out. There's no native snakes in Ireland. Okay, that makes sense. It was St. David's Day 2 weeks ago. I don't even know who that is. Like I said, I don't know. I'm not Catholic, so I don't know. I don't keep up with this. St. David just doesn't have the association with partying that Patrick's Day does, you know? Maybe that's it. I drew this frog's leg too close to the body. Hold on. We also have the grass snake and smooth snake. The UK has 3 species of snake. But I think Ireland specifically, not the UK, is what we're talking about. Like, I don't think Ireland has snakes. I don't know. Somebody look it up. Maybe I'm wrong. Let go of someone that I used to know. Oh no, you're good. You're good. We're talking about the St. Paddy's Day, like St. Patrick. The lore goes that he drove all the snakes out of Ireland, and that's why there's no snakes on Ireland. But turns out that was really more of a metaphor for driving out the non-Christians, because there's never been snakes, at least not native to Ireland. It would be an invasive species if there's a snake. I'm not even sure if there's like fossil record of snakes ever being in Ireland. I don't know if anybody knows that. Probably someone knows. I meant, does anyone in chat know? Ireland has no snakes because it's separate from the rest of the British Isles before snakes evolved. Yeah. I'm pretty sure there aren't any in the fossil record either because of that. Flathome on the Brittle Channel has a huge population of slowworms, a legless lizard. Aww. I'm glad they're protected. So the closest thing we have to a snake, what you're saying over there, is a legless lizard. Legless lizards are pretty fun. That's cute. Also, how you doing, Foxy? By the way, another artist you guys should go follow is Foxyful. Got lots of artists in chat today. My very Irish frog. What's another green thing I could draw? In Wales we have grass snakes and adders. Yeah. But Wales is part of the UK, right? It's not on the... Pretty sure. Hold on, I don't actually know my UK geography very well. Yeah, isn't Wales like south? Yeah, it's like on the southern half of the UK. Yeah, so Ireland and Northern Ireland are separate. Yeah, that's what I thought. I was making sure. I was like, do I have my geography wrong? Yeah. Birds, snakes, unicorns. Parrots are green. That's true. Good job, parrot. Oh, of course, Foxy. Yeah. Doing well. Going home to do errands. Nice. I'm doing okay. I'm really sleepy today. We are going to be looking at, we're doing the art gym right now. So anybody who's drawn along, you don't have to draw green things. I'm just doing that for St. Patty's Day. If you want to draw, you know, a person in a leprechaun outfit or something, or if you just want to draw something else, that's totally fine too. But if anybody is drawing along, sorry, I had a hiccup coming. I was trying to stop it. We're going to be doing the show and tell piece of this in just a little bit. You can post in the Discord or you can post on Blue Sky. I'll keep an eye on both. And I'm going to be trying the Blue Sky submission thing this week and just see how it goes. If people aren't interested or if it's not easy or something, we'll go back to just Discord. But I know some people don't like Discord, and I don't want people to feel like they have to join the Discord to participate. So that's why we're trying if you want to participate but you don't want to join Discord, if you have a Blue Sky, you can reply to my post, which is pinned to the top of chat. Thank you, Amaze. And you can drop your sketch in there, and you know, it might help like more people see it too. So even if you post in the Discord, you can also post your sketch as a reply to my post. I'll be posting my studies in a reply to my post as well on Blue Sky. It's kind of what I've been doing anyway, but I figured I would just see if, you know, invite others to do it too if you want. I'm trying to think of ways to make it more inclusive, you know. Means that fossil snakes aren't. Yeah, exactly. It all fits exactly, Skyroll. Yeah. But yeah, I'm doing pretty well, Foxy. Sorry, I'm sleepy. I didn't get a lot of sleep last night. I was talking about it earlier, so I won't rehash it for people who already had to listen to me ramble about it. But I was just up till 3:30ish, basically. Did not sleep well. So I'm gonna go for a long walk after this. Hopefully I can wear myself out enough that my brain will turn off tonight. I think it was a mix of like just too much technology, ate sugar too late, which kept me up, I think. And then I've just been having to work from home, and that always makes it a little harder for me to sleep, especially if I do any kind of work in my room, which I did do this past week a little bit. Because I'm trying to stay out of the way of my roommate. I don't want to cause, you know, be in the living room all the time while she's here. But yeah, it just makes it really hard for me to fall asleep when my space that I go to relax becomes a place that I work. And so I'm very used to like going to the studio, working there, and then like when I'm home, I'm relaxing. And so when my wires get crossed, I think there's a lot of reasons why I'm having trouble sleeping. It's hopefully a temporary thing until I get my car back. But right now my car is in the shop and I can't go to the studio, so stuck working from home for a couple of weeks, unfortunately. Interesting to imagine, for example, a 5-kilogram mammal version of frog. Now what about a mammal snake? Huh. So just like a really fleshy mouse. My brain is just putting like rodent features on reptiles, basically. Oh, thank you for that follow. That's really kind of you. Pezzarelli, appreciate that. A long legless rat, yeah. Alright, I'm trying out these new brushes. A ferret, oh, basically a ferret, yeah. It's true, sloppy salamander, that's true. That's true. Ouch. Also, I think I didn't drink enough water yesterday, which could be part of the problem, so let me just hydrate really fast. I lost my chapstick. My lip is like hurting. Sock filled with soup. Oh gosh, gross. Hey Dan the BC man. So my studio's not that far. The problem is, and I talked about this earlier, I can't bike to the studio. There aren't any roads to get there that are bikeable, that are bike friendly. There's a So my studio, I kind of live on the edge of unincorporated territory here in Colorado. My studio is in an unincorporated area, so there's a mountain between me and the studio, and I'd have to either hike over the mountain, which would take about an hour and a half to 2 hours, or I could walk there, which would take an hour and a half. So biking wouldn't take that long, but the problem is I'd have to go for part of the way along a road that does not have a sidewalk, does not have a shoulder, is like very twisty turny, and cars typically fly down that road. And there's a lot of like bike accidents on that road specifically. Actually, there's like, even on the like short like half-mile stretch of it that I drive, there's 2 different bike memorial like deaths. So yeah, it's not safe. Yeah, so I wouldn't feel safe biking to the studio basically. I'd feel safer hiking, but then at that point it's going to take me 2 hours to get there and 2 hours to get back, which means I'd be taking 4 hours out of my day to hike, be tired, get there, I'd have to leave before dark. It would just really limit the amount of hours I'd be able to work there. And I would feel really kind of uncomfortable hiking over the mountain just because there are mountain lions, you know, moose, like large animals in the area. And I wouldn't really want to do that by myself early in the morning, because that's when they tend to be active. So I'd have to go during the late morning, and when there's more people around. Anyway, there's just a lot of inhibitors. So my studio is only like 2 or 3 miles as the crow flies from my apartment, but to get there without a car is not easy or cheap. I could get an Uber, but then that would be expensive. And I had a friend that offered to drive me, but he actually had to go out of town, so I don't really have like a lift to get there, and I feel kind of bad having somebody pick me up and drop me off, since I don't really have a lot of people that live close to me. So anyway, I'm stuck. Basically I'm stuck here for the next 2 weeks. So I pretty much tried to, like, I have all my hard drives from the studio that I brought with me, so I could potentially do some like shop updates, website updates, like things that I need to do that I have all my files at the studio for. But mountain bike, go off-road, yeah, even like up that mountain, a mountain bike ride would still take at least an hour. Like, it's just not, for a 2 or 3 mile distance, it just feels like the amount of time I would have to put into getting there without a car just wouldn't be worth it. But I did think about maybe just hiking to the studio one of the days, but like not really anticipating getting a lot of work done, sort of thing. But I don't know. We'll see. I'm kind of trying to look at it as like, maybe this is a good like way for me to focus on some stuff I've been putting off. Like, I need to do taxes still, so I'm going to be focusing on that while I'm here. There's like some things I can do from here that I'll be working on, like my Patreon stuff. I did inventory from the con here, so like there's some things I can do. But yeah, anyway, yeah, very risky for sure. Yeah, it's just not safe, Dan the BC Man. It's just not a safe biking road at all. People drive way too fast on that road. Okay. Thanks, reminder, I have to call the tax man. Yeah, I thought very seriously about getting a CPA this year. I might do it next year. Now that I'm getting back into conventions and possibly taking client work again, I think I might. I made a lot more last year than I have in the past, but I think this year I may have to look into it. But the one I talked to, it didn't make it sound like it was going to be worth it for me to get a CPA. It was going to be like $400. I know he's like, yeah, you'll probably owe some money, and I don't know. I usually get a tax refund, like a tax return, and I kind of bank on that a little bit. And basically, whatever I would pay the CPA for would eat that up, whatever got left behind. So I'd rather just keep the $400 and do it myself. Because the majority of my income I still make at my day job. If that ever changes, obviously I'd get a CPA for sure, but we'll see how this year goes. We'll see. I might, if I get back into some more conventions, if I start taking client work, if I can get my shop off the ground, and if people are interested in that. There's a lot of ifs. So maybe next year I'll get a CPA. But I decided to go ahead and do it again myself and just kind of hope that I don't get audited, because I don't make that much. So I imagine if I do something wrong, it'll be on accident, because I'm just not good at it. I don't really understand a lot of it. But hopefully it will be enough to draw the attention or ire of anybody. I love this song too, Foxy. Yeah. Usually break at 0. They say that's the goal, is to break at 0, right? Like you don't owe and nobody else owes. But I don't know any artists who like are small business owners that don't end up owing, because I think you just, the more money you start making, the more you start to owe as a small business owner, since it's not being automatically withdrawn. No one tells you you went wrong. Alright, I think I'm going to, speaking of having taxes and things to do, I think I'm going to end with this little Froggo. So give me like 5 more minutes, and then we'll probably be looking at what you guys drew. So if you want to participate, if you have done some studies, feel free to drop them in the Discord or in the Blue Sky post at the top of chat. Either one of those links is fine. They're both in chat right now. And we'll be looking at what you guys drew in about 5 minutes or so. So this is kind of your 5-minute warning. And if you just got here, or if you're like, oh shoot, this sounds like fun, I wish I would have had more time, like don't rush, get what you need to out of the study, and we'll just look at it tomorrow, at the end of tomorrow's stream. We do these art gem streams Monday through Wednesday, so at the end of every stream, we basically look at submissions from the chat. So you always have time to do studies. The whole idea behind the art gym, for anyone who's new around here, is just to have some accountability for me. Like, I need it. I need to be doing more studies. I need to be like trying to improve my craft. And I found that I just was not self-motivating very well to do it. That's why we call it the art gym, because turns out I need an accountability workout buddy, much like you do at the gym. And I just kind of invite anybody who also needs that to join me. If you're, people at any skill level are welcome. It's just kind of it's an accountability session, more or less. So if that sounds like something you want to do, we would love to have you. But nobody can hear. Oh yeah, it's from Dear Evan Hansen. It is a musical. There is a very small, I don't know why it's so small today. Somehow I think something got resized from when I was gaming. But yeah, right down there at the bottom of chat, I just made it a little bigger. Yeah, that's the song title and where it's from. Why is it so small? I don't know what happened. Yeah, Dear Evan Hansen, Leaping Through a Window. I also am a big fan. What's your favorite musical? Oh, really, Sharing? I've never seen it, but I have listened to quite a few of the songs from it. I'm not gonna lie, that's mostly the song that I listen to is that one. You went to school for theater, so when it comes up, it always makes me happy. Yeah, the music is really nice, but that song is a banger for sure. It's Broadway. I've never seen it. Yeah, I've only seen one Broadway show, and it was not on Broadway. I bet you can guess what it was. Just guess. You'll probably guess. If anyone doesn't already know, you should guess. What Broadway musical have I seen in person, but just not on Broadway? It's a very obvious one. You have only read the script and heard the songs, can't afford the, yeah. I didn't think I'd ever be able to. Actually, my friend bought the tickets to this show that I went to see. They bought the tickets as a present. I think it was either my birthday or it was like a going away present. It was like right before I moved to Colorado. This show came to Dallas, and I'd always wanted to see it ever since I was a kid. And my friend surprised me with tickets. It was great. We both went and saw it. We both loved it. It's actually the same friend that got me into streaming, my friend Ryu, who is getting back into streaming herself. So if you guys are looking for, nope, not Les Mis, not Les Mis, although that is a good one. It's another very famous one though. Yep, Pyro got it. It's The Lion King, of course. Lion King on Broadway, except for it was in Dallas, but it was a good time. Yeah, it was really good, Foxy Fool. It was super fun because they during the Circle of Life sequence, they walked the puppets down the aisles in between, in the audience. So as they were all coming to Pride Rock, it was all around you, in the balcony, down below. There were these giant, all the actors were walking in these giant cool puppet things. Amazing. Felt very, very involved. I don't know if that's a thing that they do in the Broadway, but they did it. They did it there. I wanted to say Jurassic Park, but I'm not sure if that's a musical. I don't know if it is, but I would absolutely see a Jurassic Park. Can you guys imagine? The raptor is coming. The raptor is coming. Ah! That would be the song. You saw The Lion King when you visited London. That's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, I think I'm good on this frog. Jurassic Park show would be so fun. Yeah, definitely. Alright, well here we are folks. These are my studies for today. I'm trying to find a place to put that where it's not quite in the way. Twink. So I can at least kind of get a screenshot, but... okay. There's my green St. Patrick's Day themed studies for the day. I know frogs aren't necessarily Irish, but... Oh, I should have done a green potato. Dang it. Missed opportunity for a green potato, folks. That would have been way more Irish. Oh well. It's too late now. So I'm gonna go into the Discord and see what you guys have been doing. Like I said, if you want to be in the show and tell a piece of this, drop your study as long as it's work safe. Does not have to be a St. Patrick's Day themed thing. But drop it in the Discord in the art gym section or up at that link at the top in the blue sky. I'll be checking both. See if anybody drew along today. I'll go ahead and post mine actually before I forget. I'll just post those on blue sky. Really like this clover, but oh well. Green, exactly, Smiley. You have until I finish the alt text on this blue sky post. Okay. Post-it mine. You saw something on Instagram that someone called potato and Irish guacamole? Wait, what? Irish guacamole? So like mashed potatoes? Are they talking about, what was that thing again? What was that potato dish that I mentioned earlier? Cole Cannon? I'd never heard of this before, but somebody was talking about it. Is this what you're talking about, Cole Cannon? Yeah. So I just learned about this the other day. It's basically mashed potatoes with cabbage in it. So it's I was joking that and tons of butter. So not at all. This is a very accurate depiction of the amount of butter. It's just super, super buttery, super starchy. I'd never heard of it before, but maybe I'll try to make it. I do have some cabbage and some potatoes, so it might happen today. Yeah, it did, Smiley. It did. It does look yummy. Yeah. Okay, let's get into the Discord and see what folks have done. I'm gonna pull the art gym section over here onto the screen, and we will look at it. look at all these things. Look at all these Irish things. All right, everything looks great, and I'm gonna scroll up to the top and make sure that nothing is not work safe. We have some that have been posted since last week, so what we do, for anyone who's not been here before, is we'll scroll all the way up to the last place that way I posted. So we looked at the figure drawings from last week. So basically I post mine at the end once I've looked at everybody's, and then everything that gets posted after that is what we show on screen. So first up is going to be some figure studies by Mary Berry. Mary Berry, I believe, streams. I don't remember the stream name. I'll try and look that up in a second, but these look fantastic. I'm going to scroll through them real fast and then we'll take a little more time. These look great. Really nice studies, Mary. This is a tough, like, foreshortened angle on this, especially this leg facing the camera. Some really great foreshortening poses. Actually, all of these, except for this one, are like super foreshortened. Very fantastic. Oh, that's okay, Squirrel. No worries, no worries. I do that all the time. Oh, thank you so much, Amaze. I appreciate you getting that shout out for Mary. Thank you for looking that up. Yeah, if you want to go follow Mary Berry, been streaming some art here on Twitch, and here's some of the studies that they've been doing. I really love these. So this is like a good example of like a stylized study. See, we were talking about like stylized studies versus like realistic studies, and like you can tell that Mary was using the reference and like really paying attention to what they saw versus what they think they see. But the face especially is more of like an anime style depiction of eyes rather than trying to be hyper realistic. So this is totally valid. Like a study, remember the purpose of a study is to understand something, to pay attention to how something is made so that you can log that away in, you know, your creative bank account or what have you. Now, like if you're only ever working in a style and you're not really ever doing observational drawing of like facial features and stuff, that can be a problem, but like this is great. This is great. These all look really, really nice. Nice job on the pant wrinkles especially. I really like the way you handled the values here. It's a really fun like ink. It has like a ballpoint pen feel to it. Really, really cool. Well done. Well done, Mary. Thank you so much for sharing. Love to see it. Yeah, these look great. Great style for sure. Here we have one from HDMZ who's been doing breaking down the human figure into shapes, which is a great way to study the figure. It can kind of help you, like you can see how the shapes that HDMZ is using is basically the rib cage and the hips as two rectangles, and how they relate to each other is what's being studied. Which this is a great way to work on proportion too, keeping space for, you know, the waist, not putting them too close together, you know, not putting them too far apart. I see both, especially with like people who draw a lot of anime. Often the forms get stretched because anime style like tends to stretch out the torso in characters, and so it can help a lot to like look at what real humans look like and try and like keep that in mind as you do your character art, that like here's what reality is, here's what is, and how can I stretch that for a style is different than just only knowing how to draw in a style. Foxy, absolutely. I say all the time that if you want to be able to come up with a style and whether it's like cartoony or animation or like comic book style or whatever anyone wants to work in, you can't know how to like warp reality into a style unless you know what reality actually looks like, right? So like that's part of why we do studies and observational drawing only at the art gym, because the whole point of this is like this tends to be like the stuff most artists don't want to do, myself included. Like I would much rather draw imaginative creature design rather than sit here and like work from reference or observation, but I know that doing this is going to make me better at the imaginative stuff, so that's why I need to do more of this. I've had lots of people say that this practice has helped them like perfect and refine and understand how to stylize. Like if you've never drawn a horse from life and you've only drawn horses from like Spirit or from, well, Spirit's a bad example because that's actually an extremely well and anatomically accurately animated horse, but like a very simplified version of like a horse or like a Pokemon horse, you're not going to understand the anatomy. You're not going to understand what rules you can break. And then if you wanted to go into design like a horse creature, you're gonna struggle. It's gonna be hard because you don't actually understand what makes up a horse and what rules you can break or twist or bend. And so like that's just one example, but I think it applies to like everything. So that's why if you ever hear me say like creative bank account or visual library, that's what I'm talking about. The more observation you can do of like things around you while you're drawing. I always say even when you're like walking around, just like observe closely, like ask yourself questions. Like I noticed the light from here is shining and it's making this shape and it's reflected in a few different places. Like why is that? What does that tell me about the object? Like the more you can closely observe, whether it's while you're drawing or while you're just looking at things, all of that is going to feed into your visual library, which will show up in your illustration and in your creative work. But it's just hard to make yourself sit down and do life drawing or still lifes or studies. So that's why we do the art gym, is for stuff like this. Like HDMZ has here, which by the way, if anybody wants a study buddy, HDMZ has been streaming tons of studies here on Twitch. So make sure you go follow HDMZ if you're looking for somebody who's doing some studies. He did Skulltober back in October, which was really cool, and very, very inspiring stuff. Thank you so much for sharing. Oops, why did none of my reactions take? This is fantastic, HDMZ. I love to see foundational stuff like this too, like just practicing basic perspective, practicing contour, practicing shape and value, like all of that stuff feeds into our ability to draw from imagination. That makes sense. Yeah, I don't do studies enough either. See, that's why I had to start streaming it, because I like doing studies, starting my day off with 30 minutes of observational drawing has been a goal for like my entire art career, and I've just never hit that goal, like ever. And I finally decided to start streaming it last year because I was like, I need accountability. Like I need somebody to be watching me, expecting me to do studies. And so if that's you, like, you know, I don't want anyone to feel like if they're here, they have to draw along. If you want to, I invite people to. It's like if you need accountability, great. But if you're just here lurking and just making sure that I do this, thank you. That's what I need. Like it's because of lurkers and people hanging out in chat that I'm getting this stuff done. So thank you for helping me improve my art by doing studies. And if anyone wants to do that, that's what the art gym is all about. For anyone who hasn't been here before, we do it Monday through Wednesday, 10 a.m. Mountain Time, every single week, unless I'm on vacation, which I try to post about in my Discord. But oh, we have an ad break starting, so we're gonna take a stretch break. We're gonna pause right here, and we're gonna look at Bachaholic, a lovely study from Bach. We'll look at this after the ads, okay? Yeah, no, it helps a lot, Foxy. Time to break the horse, take real horse. If you break someone else, no, Raga, Raga, those are not the notes to take on what I'm trying to say here. Raga, I think something got, the intent got separated from the words a bit there. But I like that you're taking notes. Just maybe don't break any horses. Cannot believe you are No, Rue, it happens. It happens all the time. That's part of why I like to shout people out whenever they participate. It's a way to say thanks for drawing along with me, but also just like, hey, there's lots of cool artists here on Twitch, and you know, the more people you know on Twitch and can hang out with, the more, like, what is it? Rising tide lifts all boats, right? Like, if we all support each other, we all kind of get, I don't know, rise together. Anyway, let's stretch. Take a horse break by giving extra ribcage and you have a centaur. Yeah, kinda, but that's it. If you've never drawn a human and you've never drawn a horse, your centaur is not gonna look good. But if you've spent time studying human anatomy and you've spent time studying horse anatomy, your centaur art's gonna be great. It's gonna keep improving because you'll know where things are supposed to go, and then you'll know how to make it believably different, right? You'll know how to connect things differently, or like what things you can exaggerate. It'll give you ideas about, like, maybe you can have the hair, like the mane, go all the way down the back and the spine rather than just on the head. And because you've studied a horse and you know how the mane comes out of the neck, you'll be able to incorporate that in a realistic way, like, or even a stylized way, but you'll still be able to draw from that reality to be able to make it believable. Anyway, let's stretch. Guys, call me rambling. I'm gonna do a posture stretch again, then we're gonna do a quick carpal tunnel stretch. If anyone can hear the sound of my voice and you have not already done your once an hour stretch, this is your stretch reminder. I'm gonna do my posture stretch. Oh, that feels so good. I spent too much time on the laptop yesterday for sure. try to, one way it was described to me, which I think is helpful, is when you're doing this, when you're pushing your shoulders back and arching your back to kind of fix your posture, try to make your shoulder blades touch. Like that's kind of, you want to like flex them. You're not just holding them back, you're like flexing them and pushing and straightening and holding, and this is going to tighten and strengthen those muscles. You can also push your neck back a little bit, maybe do some shoulder rolls, and then relax, and then drop your shoulders. And that's going to put you into a more naturally upright position, which over time can correct posture problems. So do a quick carpal tunnel stretch here. You can do the prayer pose if you'd like to. Just like push your hands toward your tummy. Moth indeed, yes, moth. You're trying to double and triple check. Yeah, exactly, Rue. Listen, it happens to me all the time. Sometimes, embarrassingly enough, sometimes there's been times when I've like hung out on a stream multiple times, chatted constantly, and I just somehow am not following. It's so like, listen, it happens. Sometimes you just think you're following and you don't think about it, you know? So you're all good. All good. You wanted to paint this moth, but you cannot understand painting. Well, let's check out the drawing. I think this drawing is fantastic. Oh my gosh, great job sketching in, like, getting your proportions there first. Did you use the mirror image tool? Because this is almost like too perfectly symmetrical. If you didn't use the mirror image tool, I am like deeply impressed. I feel like it's really well done though. I love how you got the proportions on the arms and the wings. Like I can see all your under sketches and then added in the detail later, but this is fantastic. You usually used it and tried not to use it. I see. It looks great. It looks great. I always forget about the mirror tool. I need to utilize that more, to be honest. And for something like this though, it's like the perfect time to use that because they are symmetrical creatures, you know? Such a fluff. I know, this is so pretty. I bet even if you wanted to just play and just like put some paint on an underlayer underneath this and just play with color, you can always delete it, you know? This is a great drawing. One of the things I think I struggle with, and I don't know if you or anyone else does, but I can sometimes get too precious with a drawing. It's like, oh, I'm afraid to ruin it. But that's kind of the beauty of digital art, right? It's like, there's no harm in experimenting, and if you hate it, you just delete it. You can always like save a copy or work on a separate file, like copy this to a new file and then make that your paint file, just go at it. And that way you're not damaging your line work, you know? Your lines look great. This is a fantastic drawing, Blockaholic. Yeah, just play. And it's also a good opportunity to play with different brushes, play with different programs, like take some line art you like and just play with different layer, like, effects and see what you can come up with, you know? Bach, this looks fantastic. Lovely, lovely study. Well done. And what a cute little moth. Little fuzzy butterfly. That's how I think of moths. Bach, I don't know if you stream. I don't think you do yet, but if you ever do, let us know and we will shout you out. Beautiful stuff. And it's so cool to see some art from you. Thanks for drawing and for sharing. Thank you for being brave enough to share. I know it's always really scary to share studies and stuff too. Looks beautiful. Looks beautiful. Oh, we have another one from Mary Berry. Says, I don't know if this belongs here, but I was following tips and tricks on YouTube. Yeah, absolutely. So for anyone who's curious, like the art gym can be basically anything that's for practice. So the idea is you can follow a tutorial, which is what it sounds like you did here. We've done a tutorial live here for one of the art gyms one time. We had tutorial day. But yeah, tutorials work. There's this thing called Drawbox. Drawbox is basically like a month-long study session. If you want to get really intense, feel free to share your Drawbox stuff here. I mean, anything that's like, the whole idea of the art gym is to like encourage other artists by sharing our studies, like struggling together and just like holding each other accountable. And I know that when I see everybody's work, I always get inspired to do more studies, which is rare for me. Like that never used to be a thing. Like I never wanted to do studies. It was just something I knew I needed to do, kind of like chores. You know, but over time, over this past year of doing the art gym with you guys, like my mindset and my thinking has shifted, and that's good. That's what I want. I want to do studies. And so yeah, thank you for sharing this. It's absolutely counts for sure. It's a study, exactly. Love it. Looks like I don't have the image that you were working from or the tutorial you're following, but it looks great. Hopefully you learned a lot. It looks like you got some kind of studying maybe paint techniques, like ways to add color and value and light to an eye. So I think it looks fantastic. Well done. Thank you for sharing. Oh, and we have didn't like the highlights. Okay, so we have an updated version. It's kind of smoothed out those highlights. Nice. Nice. Hey, that's great. Thank you for sharing that as well. Love it. Looks beautiful, Maryberry. Alright, scrolling on down, another one from HDMZ, did some stuff from the outdoors, did some observational drawing out in the wild. This is great. This is what I always recommend if anyone has the ability to, whether you're like waiting in line somewhere or, you know, at the library or at school or at work. If you have a small sketchbook like this, you could pull out a pencil or a pen and just do some observational drawings. You know, you don't have to show anybody. It's really cool and inspiring that HDMZ has done this and showed us, because every time I see somebody do something like this, I'm always like, man, I really need to get back in that habit. I really need to get back in the habit of drawing in actual sketchbooks. I've become very digital. But yeah, draw the objects around you, you know? Draw your phone, draw your keyboard, draw your foot. Draw whatever you can see. Getting into the habit like HDMZ is here of just taking a small notepad or a sketchbook with you. You can buy these little tiny ones that fit in your pocket or your bag, and just take it, and just whenever you think about it, if you're bored somewhere, draw. Instead of messing around on your phone, maybe take like 15 minutes out of your 2 hours of phone time per day, and I'm speaking to myself here too, like I need to do this. But like sit on your porch and draw something, or take on your lunch break at work, draw your lunch. Draw, you know, a coworker who's asleep in the corner, you know, draw your cat, draw whatever you see around you, because this is what's gonna make you improve the fastest. It will feel terrible at first, I will warn you. You're gonna hate everything you draw for the first, maybe the whole sketchbook. But the more you do this, the more proficient you're gonna be, the more you're gonna start developing your observational skills, developing your technique with your utensils, and you're gonna really see like good growth. Study shadows, study shapes, you know, study people at the coffee shop. It's fantastic practice, and I love that you shared it, HDMZ. Thank you for doing that. And this looks great. Some really, really nice object drawings, some people. Looks like you did some humans as well. That's always hard, right? You gotta go really fast. So it's like a good way to do some gesture drawing, like if you're at the park or something. Small paper. Yeah, that's like smaller than your hand. Those are really small. But this is great. Look, I think it looks like you even drew your hand holding your phone. Is that right? Great idea. You know, it's a great hand study, great practice. You know, we always talk about how hard hands are to draw, but we're all walking around with references attached to us. So if you struggle with hands, draw yours. You know, at least your non-drawing hand. Yeah, anyway, fantastic, HDMZ. Thank you so much for sharing that. Very inspiring, very fun to see. Love it. Okay. And here we have one from Rue. It's doing some literal warm-ups. Yangularu, our lovely mod, doing some amazing animation studies. This one is of somebody stretching as a warm-up, which I think is awesome. Excellent. And if you aren't already following Yangularu, you absolutely ought to be. Rue does tons of awesome work here on Twitch, has been doing a bunch of animating on her stream, so... Oh, thank you, Pyro, sorry. Didn't mean to beat you to it there, I appreciate the help. But yeah, this looks great. I know that Rue tends to like find YouTube videos and then like pause them throughout the video to like do these studies, which I think is such a good idea. Maybe that's like a really obvious thing that animators just do. I had never heard of that, but it makes a lot of sense. So if anybody's wanting to get into animation, this is a good way to do an animation study and to practice anatomy at the same time, right? It's genius. So love it, Rue. I think you did a great job. Let's do that stretch. That stretch looks good. I'm gonna do that stretch with you really fast. Only good at drawing the left hand. Artists, they're not drawing exactly, Bach. Yeah, that's true. That's true. We're doing the gym at the art gym. I love it. I love it. This is great. This is great. I'm gonna give a little flex there. Oh, and Rue did some like sketch studies as well. An Irish hare. I love the way you're thinking here. And an Irish setter. Aww. I used to love this book series about an Irish setter. Have you ever read it? It's called Lad. I think it's called Lad the Dog. I don't know if anybody's ever heard it. It's like a really old series. It was old even when I was a kid. Like, nobody else I knew had ever read this book series. But it was in my, like, animal adventure stage of reading when I was in, like, 4th and 5th grade. I read, like, Black Stallion, the Lassie books, a bunch of, like, survival stories of like people in the mountains with wolves and dogs and stuff. Like had like a whole like dog adventure story arc, and Lad the dog was an Irish setter. Book series I really like. Anyway, Irish setters are great. I love them. But this is fantastic. These look lovely. Lovely studies. Lovely shapes. You're so good at like saying a lot with very few lines and shapes, Rue. It really shows that you do a lot of like gestural stuff. Very able to very quickly like put down the information and have it translate. Looks fantastic. Very, very nice studies, Rue. Thank you so much for sharing. Oh, here we have a color study from Amazing Fan 15. We don't get colors from Amaze very often. Of course, it's got blue and yellow in it. That tends to be Amaze's jam. Is this a, wait, this is a type of corvid. Did you get this off my Pinterest page? I feel like I remember pinning a picture of this bird. I don't remember, what, is it a green jay? Is that what it is? This is really pretty. Amaze. Really, really nice, just structural drawing. Yeah, I'm pretty sure, I think it might be a jay. I could be wrong. Maybe look up green jay and see if that's it. I found something called a green jay. Yeah, okay, there it is. I think I was pinning some of these a few months ago because I'd never heard of a green jay and I was like obsessed for about 20 minutes. But you guys should go follow Amaze if you're not following Amazing Fan 15 already. He also streams here on Twitch, does animation and character design. He's been doing a lot of animation lately, which has been really cool to see. Updating a lot of his stream alerts and things with his own animation, which is super cool. But this looks fantastic, Amaze. Lovely study, like nice values that you got in there with the paint and the color. I love to see it. This looks great. I hope you're proud of it. I feel like this is a really fantastic study. Proportionally, it looks awesome, and the colors are spot on. Really nice values. Yeah, no, thank you for participating. Well, hey, you know what? All right-ish is better than you hating it, so. Squirrel did a value study, so did one in grayscale and then a green gradient map. Gradient maps are something I forget about all the time. I need to be better about that. This is a fantastic type of study. For anyone who's never done a value study before, this is a great way to challenge yourself to actually like to understand value before color, because sometimes like color and light can kind of get muddy when you're doing paintings, and so working in grayscale, and then you can also do a color or a hue layer on top of grayscale in most programs, and it will still do kind of the same thing, but a gradient map is a great way to do it as well if you know how to do those. First of all, I love the style of the study. I like the soft painty. See this, just like this brush. Is this in Photoshop? Like there's so it might be Clip Studio, I guess, but man, there's like so many textures I just can't get in Krita the way that I'm used to getting in other programs. I really need to figure out a way around it, but I like your contrast of the hard-edged lines with the soft lines. One thing I want to point out that's not really part of the study, but something to think about if you aren't already thinking about it, is notice like the edges are all extremely rough and blurry. There's not a lot of detail going on, except some of these like mossy grasses maybe. But then like as you get toward the center, toward the focal point of the image, you start getting more hard edges, like these outlines around just a few of the clover really helps them to pop. It's like those really simple things. I find a lot when I'm doing like a really painty study, I'll hate it for basically the whole study, and then the minute I start adding a couple of hard edges, it just like pulls it all together. It's kind of weird how that works, but I see it in full effect here. Can I also just say I love the values on this one right here. You really did a great job with the foreshortening on the leaf that's facing the camera, and the values just really sell it. This is gorgeous. This is all gorgeous. Brushes value. Oh, it's Procreate. I need to use Procreate more. I do have Procreate. Is it the default brushes, or is it a special pack? This is from a Paint Tool Sidebrush pack. Oh, I didn't know Paint Tool Sidebrushes worked on Procreate. Interesting. Yeah, this looks great. If you're not following Squirrel, I think we got a shout out for you earlier, but just in case, now that we're looking at your art here on screen, Squirrel streams on Twitch, sometimes does some art. Fantastic artist. Honored to have you draw along with us. I hope it was a helpful study. It's certainly inspiring. It makes me want to go up and Procreate, so thank you for the motivation to do that. Maybe I'll do that later today. I think I streamed one time from Procreate, but I don't have the the card capture thing or whatever I'm supposed to have to make it happen anymore. Oh, is somebody trying to emulate Paint Tool Sai? Oh, I see. You used Sai for 15 years, yeah. I used Sai for a long time. It took me a while to transition to Krita from Sai for my sketching program. But I didn't work exclusively in Sai. I only worked, like, for my roughs, and my ink work was done in Sai, but, like, everything else was Photoshop. So I'm having a similar transition problem to Clip Studio. Really wish the brush engine worked similarly, but it does not, unfortunately. Catch them freak. Let's see. Brushes baffle you. Well, no way to unbaffle except to just get in there and play, right? But this looks great. Thank you so much for sharing. Love it. Beautiful stuff. Oh, and here we have Beats doing a Pisiformes. Is that the name of the family of toucans? It's a type of toucan. I don't know what kind, but it's beautiful. Maybe it's a green toucan. Let's see. Let me look up green toucan. I don't believe Beats streams. It's a blue-throated toucanet. Toucanet. Beautiful study here, Beats. Holy cow. I love the different textures you used here. Just those, again, you can get these really brushy textures and then just a couple of hard lines like around the eye and around the beak. Just kind of like hone in the focus. It's such a wild thing to me whenever you're working in a more painty style, how effective just a few crisp lines can be. It just like making something look super finished. Like this almost looks more photorealistic than the photo because of that. This is a lovely study. I love the way you blended the colors on the beak. The textures are super fun. The shine on the eye is beautiful, obviously. Got the values and the colors just right. Yeah, I know, right? Beats does some very impressive work. Beats, thank you so much for sharing. Beats is always killing it. I think this is the most normal reference picture I've seen you do a study from in a while, Beats. It's a crimson rumped toucanet. Oh. Crimson rumped toucanet. Thank you. Also, thank you for sharing, Beats. Oh, I see. Oh, it does have a little red rump. That's cute. Yeah, Beats does fantastic work. Scramble to find something green. Well, you pulled it together really quickly if you just did this really quickly today. Fantastic study. Love to see it. It's always good to see work from you, Beats. Yeah, toucanets are cute. Some of them are kind of toothy as well. Let's do a green heart. There we go. Beautiful stuff. Well, thank you everybody for sharing. I'm gonna go ahead and post my studies here. So that way anyone who is still working, you can just post it underneath mine and we'll look at it tomorrow on stream. But yeah, thank you all for participating. This was a really fun one. Lots of cool studies today that we got to see. So thank you all for trying along. And again, if anybody is still working, feel free to just post it there later. If you'd like to be a part of the Discord, I do hang out in the Discord in between streams. I'm pretty much in there daily. I'm not really good at DMs. My DMs get a little overwhelming when people DM me and I get a lot of spam. So, but yeah, if you want to interact with me or with anybody in the chat, there's lots of people who are in the chat who are also in the Discord. We have all kinds of little nooks and crannies if you want to be a part of that. Oh, let me check. I don't think anybody posted on Blue Sky, but let me just double check and make sure. And if you guys wanted to, you could also post your studies in that Discord or that Blue Sky post that's up at the top of chat. Could be a way for some people to find your work, and that way you don't have to make like if you don't want to anyway, you don't have to make a whole separate post on Blue Sky with a study if that's not your jam. So there you are. But I don't see any replies to mine that have a new study, so we are going to go ahead and find somebody to read into. Let me save this. I have to like save and close it to get my stream credits not to die. Sorry, that was my computer, not yours. Hopefully my stream credits don't stutter too much today. But thank you all for being here. I will be back live tomorrow, same time. And I don't know what we're doing yet. I still have to figure out my everything. My schedule for this month. But I tend to just pick like different topics every day. We'll probably work in like something mechanical soon. Oh, thank you, Blockaholic, for the hearts on screen. Hearts back, right back at you. But we're gonna go find another artist. I tend to try and find family-friendly artists or work-safe artists first, and then if I can't find that, I'll kind of slowly go down and pick something else. I also tend to prefer artists that I've rated into before, or that I know, that I've hung out with, that I trust not to be doing anything crazy. And I try to do a different person each time just to keep it fresh for you guys. Ooh, there's some really fantastic artists on right now. Who do you guys want to... Okay. Who have we not rated in a while? Quite a few of these people we have not rated in a while. Ooh, let's read into... Oh, you know what? Let's read into Eric Draws. We haven't rated into Eric Draws in a while. Eric does fantastic ink work and studies, and he's actually doing like a cute mouse scene with some shamrocks and a leprechaun, and he's got a really funny green hat on. I feel like this is very in theme with what we were doing today. I will say sometimes the conversation can get a little spicy in Eric's chat, but I mean, everything he's working on stream is almost always work safe. So we're gonna go ahead and read in, but if you are watching with kids or if you are at work, maybe lower the volume just in case. But it actually looks like everything is extremely family friendly right now. So let's go say hi to Eric Draws. Hopefully he's not about to end stream. Let's see. Thank you to everybody who's showed up in the chat, or on the screen right here, I mean. Let's do Don't Panic. We haven't done that in a while. It's a Casey raid. Yeah, thank you to my mods, thank you to the chatters, to the lurkers, thank you to all the follows today and all the subs. Oh my gosh, if your name is showing up on screen right now, thank you so much. There is my raid call if you would like to use it, go for it. If you want to get some extra points for my channel, you can hang out through the raid, and that's going to give you some points too. Thank you to those cheers. Gosh, everybody, seriously, very supportive randomly today. I really appreciate that. And of course to my mods, you guys are amazing. And to my patrons. My patrons, if you're watching, for those of you at the big fan tier, your letters are going to go in the mail this week. So your sketch in the mail, your art in the mail. If anybody wants one, if you would like a sketch in the mail from me, you can check out how to get that on Patreon. But for now, let's go say hi to... see you guys. Yeah, thanks for popping in. Hey, Tuttle. Let's go say hi to Eric, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow.